What's going on, everyone? It's CyClone here, and I thought I would make a cool video going over my thoughts for where the Hunter x Hunter story could go, especially with the Dark Continent saga being the last place that was left off. So we know that the story is kind of focusing more towards the Zodiac, uh, Kiowa, and Leorio. So the story's kind of moved on from Gon and Kiowa. This opens up a lot of interesting plot points. For starters, we have the whole thing with Karapika and Leorio being involved with Zodiac. That's a big deal. But this opens up several different potential options. So we know that Karapika has a few things on his mind, preventing the betrayal within the Zodiac, but also getting revenge. And those two things are going to lead to a very interesting situation for this character because his goal is ultimately revenge, but to get there, he needs to figure out some secrets on the Dark Continent. Maybe there's something he needs to discover there. But it's an interesting situation for these characters. But what's really cool about the Dark Continent concept is there could be room, if Togashi were to write it this way, to introduce a very good reason as to why the characters need to go to the Dark Continent. And this is where, if I had the power to write the series, I would bring Kiowa back into the fold. Now, you may say, well, that's kind of silly. Why would you bring Kiowa back? Well, listen here. Imagine if Kiowa figured out that there was a special, I don't know, herb or something on the Dark Continent that could get Gon his Nen back. And he knows that it's the only way to save his friend and give him a future of a hunter. And maybe Aluka finds this out with a wish or something. I don't know. But let's just say that Kiowa discovers this. And he needs to get to that Dark Continent. So he figures out that he needs to meet back up with Leorio and Karapika. And while Gon is figuring out his life, maybe finding out a way to train or something else to do, he knows, Kiowa knows that he has to help his friend out here. And so this could be a big plot point. He meets up with the other two and they begin a new arc. This also opens up room for, again, I was saying, Karapika killing off the Phantom Troop. And if they get to the continent, this could be where the characters split up and go their separate ways. Maybe they find what they need for Gon and Kiowa can leave. But then, guess what? Oh, the troop is on the Dark Continent. Spoiler, Karapika. So that'd be kind of a situation. But I just thought I would show this little fight here, imagining Kiowa joining up with Karapika, trying to join the Zodiac, and they basically make him fight Karapika for a training exercise. And this would be the first time where Kiowa fights one of his friends for real. And actually, I think it'd be the first time that the friends really fight. And it'd be a testing exercise, but I would like to see Kiowa absolutely dominate Karapika here, just to show how powerful he's gotten, and to show that Karapika, he's no slouch, but his powers really are about the troop, and he really sacrificed his potential to get all of that strength for vengeance. And again, I like when Togashi talks about how Nen has specific limitations or ways to break limitations, but you have to figure out which way you want to go as a Nen user. It's not just becoming powerful for the sake of becoming powerful. There are methods to the madness in this series, and that's what I love about it. Nen is so dynamic and interesting, and that's what makes it probably the best type of power in anime, in my opinion. But that's just me. So anyway, I think in this fight, Kiowa would dominate Karapika and just be too fast. Even though Karapika has perceptual abilities and his chains can kind of read feelings and situations, I think that Kiowa would just breeze through him. So that fight's over, and Kiba gets to join the group. Now, with that said, there are some other characters I would like to join in the expedition, primarily Morel and Razor. And on top of Razor, everyone that was affiliated with Jing at one point, because I would love to see some of the old school badasses regroup to go on this journey. And then that would open up several different groups going. It would open up the Phantom Troop going, it would open up Jing's group going, and it would open up the Zodiacs with our three main characters. And that would be a fantastic, fantastic situation. There'd be so many dynamic plot points to go off of. And that's really where I would love to see the series go. If I had the power to write it, that's how I would do it. It does many things. It keeps going on the side, but relevant to the story. They want to give him his powers back because they know that Gon always wanted to be a hunter, and they know that they have to find this thing for him, whatever will get his Nen back. Maybe it's a creature, maybe it's an herb, maybe it's something his grandfather found out about. But if Jing freaks, if his friends, if they can do this for Gon, that'd be a great thing for the side characters to assist in, and we give a purpose to the story. We'd keep Kurapika and his vengeance alive. Leorio would be able to show off some of his powers as being one of the new Zodiac, and maybe he'd also discover some new abilities. And hell, maybe even Jing could train some of these guys while they're on the Dark Continent as well. So there are so many ways to go here, and I think that's where the story would really flourish, with having all these plot points open up, like Togashi usually does with his work, and that's where I would love to see this series go. And ultimately, I would love to see Don Freaks, the great-great-grandfather of Gon, be discovered alive. And he share all of his secrets, Jing, everybody else. They encounter some really freaking crazy enemies on the Dark Continent, some horrific beasts, Chimera Ants Part 2, I don't know, but something crazy. And there's a big war, potentially, between the colonizers of humanity and residents of the Dark Continent and the creatures. But there's so many ways to go. But anyway, that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm sorry for the lack of content, but, my life is full-time job, a lot of responsibilities. YouTube's kind of taking a back seat. So I hope you understand the less frequent interactive videos that I do. But, I wanted to dump this one on you because I had some time and I thought it'd be fun. So let me know what your thoughts are. Where would you like to see Hunter x Hunter go in the Dark Continent? I've made videos on the past about this, but I think as a community, if you're a fan of the series, it does it justice to discuss, to get the ideas out there, to get the community still keep it interested in the product, even if it's almost not going to happen. In our minds, we're so doubtful. But keep the hope alive, keep the discussion going, and that's what's going to keep us fans. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.